Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to stop in and visit and check out my video.
Stay double file.
And we're here in Coach Dave's Sprint Series here in LFM at Misano at night. It's really cold. I mean, it's only 7, so I've had to change a lot of things in the setup, didn't qualify good, trying to find some grip, and the track's fast, so it's just, what are you doing, dude?
Green light. Give it all you can.
See if we can get through this without getting destroyed.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. 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 Car on the right. Clear on the right.
4 seconds damage. Good night. Oh, that's not going to help. Good night, I tell you. Cannot find the grip. It's where it's kind of like when it's too hot, it's too cold. I mean, 7, it's just no grip out here at all. And this is what I mean by, a lot of times you got to change the setup with the conditions, especially the Porsche.
Clear on the right.
Moving up a little bit.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. This has been your personal best.
Dang it. brake a little earlier. Definitely sliding around more, that's for sure. Cannot get the drive at all. That's going to kill me.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Falling behind to the car in front in sector 2. Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Love the night races though. I always like night races at most tracks. Not all of them, but most tracks. Better. This is too much for first gear. It just spins the tires. So that's no good.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Ah! Yeah, second gives it a chance to hook up. Doesn't overpower it. Oh, he's having problems. I think everybody's sliding around to some extent. I mean, it's just trying to hang on. Whoa! Oh my gosh, that was... He took him out. That guy's dirty. This guy is dirty. Trying to be cautious because I don't want to get taken out.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Still fast. It's got even cooler. It's 6 now. Dang, I'm up to 8th. Wow. away from behind me, so that's good. Man, this is sliding really bad.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I gotta get away from that guy. Dang it. I did good on the tires. They're right where they need to be.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Crazy, man. This is crazy. Freaking people. That's how slick it is. It's just between the temperatures and the track. It just look at them.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Guy's still behind me too. Dang it. All right, we're up to 5th. Gained like 10 places. So we gotta drive through. If I can keep a 1 second gap on the guy behind me, I'm happy.
Gaining on the driver ahead of sector 3.
Too deep. One more lap. Oh, that was bad.
Warning for exceeding track limits. Leaders in final lap.
I think everybody's tires are roasted. Oh, that guy finally got a drive-through in the in that Audi behind me. So he's going to drop back, time-wise.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
You can see the tires are turning blue on the ends. It's just so cold, I can't get grip.
Leader has finished the race. Alright, checkered flag. Good job. You did the best you could. Now bring the car back.
All right. Yeah, so you got a 30-second penalty. I'm really happy with that because 5th place, starting 15th, and then had 4 seconds damage. I'll take that all day long. I mean, I'll take that every day. So, especially, you know, yeah, he's even said it. Yep. Yeah, that was really bad. Yeah, that was, yeah, he did. He killed him for no reason. Yeah, he did. It was bad. I mean, he just come over and did a pit maneuver on him. So, I mean, that was really bad. But that's why I was trying to be careful around him because, I mean, I didn't want him taking me out for North Sea. He dropped all the way down to 19th for 30 seconds. I mean, it killed him. But I said I finished in top 5, so I'll take that. The guy was on pole. Again, he finished 3rd. It looked like the other Porsche. Great. It was a really good race. I mean, really. Again, I love the night races. They don't have a ton of night races in LFM for some reason. They don't seem like it. Sometimes they just don't have a lot. So I like to do the night races. Gives a different perspective on it and different challenge with seeing everything and all that. It looks really cool too. So at least that's what I like. But I hope you all like it too. But again, we'll go over LFM. We'll go to go check out the results, and then again we'll go over some of the setup also. Alrighty, well, we're back here at LFM, and here are the results. And of course, I finished 5th, so we're very happy with that. I had 9 incident points. My safety rating went up 0.11, and I got gained 50 on my ELO. So a decent result, especially since I gained 10 positions. So really happy with that. Let's see, so my total right now, we got my ELO is 1799 and my safety rating is 7.13. So again, at least they're moving up. Let's see what you can see. There's my, had a little dip here and another little dip there. This is a bigger dip here. That was kind of concerning. That's on my rating. Of course, that's the ELO, which that's a safety rating. Yeah, safety rating. This is ELO. So again, I had a little bit higher. Our safety rating's higher now. It's 7.84. So this is older. This hasn't updated, I guess, yet. But you can see, this has it's 1799. So that's right near my, pretty much equal to my highest. That's 1800. So just pretty much almost equal to my highest so far. But I need to keep going that way. I need some more results that way. I really want to get over 2000. I've been trying to get there, but it's tough. It just takes a couple little bad results and you're knocked right down again. So got to try to keep doing that. You can see there's my rankings as far as my stats. And of course, we're going to go over the over the setup, and see what we can do with that. And I'll try to explain some things. I want to try to talk about some different things with the setup, because things that everybody can use in their own circumstance as far as to adjust to try to help their situation. So that's what I'm going to try to see if I can communicate. So let's head over there. All right, back here at Misano, and I've been working on this setup for a while. Multiple stints here, and even yesterday. But I really try to, again, there's always something you can try, always something that you can adjust. And I hope you all stick with me, and I hope you've made it this far, because hopefully I'll communicate some things to you that will help. We're going to go over the setups. We'll set up. But then I want to also talk about things that I go to adjust for those conditions. So maybe that'll help you in certain conditions that you have, that aren't matching up to what the car was set up to do. So again, I made a lot of adjustments, and it's just amazing to me how many a small adjustment can mean so much here, and that's why it's so hard with ACC, because you could just do this little adjustment, that little adjustment, and it really does make a difference. You know, you can gain or lose 2 or 3 tenths and like nothing flat. And we're going to go over some of the issues I was having, some of the things I did, all that. It's the whole gamut. So again, this will be definitely longer than I normally do at the end of a race video. But again, I want to share this because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do another race with the Porsche at Misano. I'd like to try it, but I don't want to do it unless the weather conditions are way I've got the car set up for. Otherwise, what's the point? So again, if I do, I'll just share the setup again in that video, so you guys that way you guys still get the advantage of seeing this all the way through. So I hope you do. So let's make a lap, and again, we're going to go over some different things. I really wanted to show you a couple things that I was dealing with. So again, here going over the sausages, no problem. You know, again, you don't want to hit them really hard, but you know, if you tag them a little bit, it's not no problem. Here you got to be really aggressive through here. You almost want to feel the back end sliding around right through there and cutting it real tight, and then cutting across. You should be hitting third going over that when you're turning left. It gets you good speed down the straightaway, right around the 100, just past it actually. And you just dive in second. I hold it in second and get on the gas right away. Let's watch that again. I mean, you watch. I go down to second, and I'm on the gas. So I'm about halfway through, and I'm already full throttle. So you want to get on the gas as early as you can. Same thing here. I tried first, but it's just not worth it. So I try second, and that way you can get on the gas early, and it doesn't overpower the tires. You're just accelerating. And I tried every bit I could to get the speed down the straightaway. I've tried lower wings, things like that, but it wasn't. I'd lose time. So that's decent speed for the Porsche there. It's about the best I can do. And the other thing, here you can run over these sausages. You hit them right, you should be able to go over it full. If you hit that apex right, you should be wide open. I started with 50 liters. That's what I did in the race. That was a 134.08. And I think it was going to actually get a little faster, and we'll talk about that. It actually is on the edge of over-rotating a little bit in the very first few laps, but as it goes, you know, and you're burning fuel off, of course, with the Porsche, the front end will start to come up a little bit, and that'll give you, you know, less oversteer to balance the car out a little better. So that's what I was trying to do, is actually have the car get stronger and stronger, you know, through the middle of the race. So that way you're really got your act together type of thing with the Porsche, and you really can race. You can really fight for positions and things like that. So in the beginning anyway, a lot of times you're battling and you're just tripping over each other. You know, pace isn't the ultimate. It's really through the middle of the race and at the end. So again, and the tire wear is really good on this, so it should hold its pace all the way through. So again, let's go over the setup and let's talk about some things. Again, I'm really happy with that. I'm sure it'll run a 33 with low fuel qualifying, or even, you know, cooler conditions. I mean, I'm sure as long as it's like 15, 16, 17C, you know, you'd be fine. But once you start getting below that, it starts getting too cold to where it's actually the other way. The tires just can't get enough temperature in them. So, and you can see all the timetables. I mean, I did a lot of laps. I did one stint with all these laps up to here. So, and they were all in the 34s, mid 34s, lower 34s, at 34.3, stuff like that. And then that's when I changed a couple things and it dropped right away. So, 34.3, 4, 34.1, 34.5, and 34.0. So again, I mean, there's 500s right there. So that's good, and there's a few hundreds there. But I'm sure it'll run even a little quicker. Let's go over the setup. Now I'm going to show you a couple different. We might go back and forth between a couple different ones. So we got 25.4 left front, 25.1 left rear, 26.2 right front, and 26 right rear. The tires on the rear actually have a little more heat in them than the fronts, and that's because you're getting so much rotation. So it doesn't have any understeer at all. If anything, it's got a little oversteer to it. But of course, like I said, the Porsche, as it goes, it'll equal out more and more and more. So what I'm trying to accomplish is, like I say, from the middle of the race, or a third of the race through, all the way to the end, you're going to be in the prime, and that's when you need to be fighting, need to be doing real good. So that's what I was trying to get by with. So in the beginning, again, it's maybe a teeny bit, a little bit more rotation, but it's still okay. I mean, it's not like it's uncontrollable. Toe on the front is a negative 0.25. The camber is negative 3.6 on the left front, negative 3.4 on the right front with the caster at 11. The toe on the rear is 0.05 with the camber at negative 2.9 on the left rear and 2.8 on the right rear. So here, in these conditions, it's what I had in the race, of course, as I had negative 0.2. I wish I would have went to negative 0.25, because seems to help around here in some of these corners. It just, with the Porsche, you need some of the turn in to get the car to turn, to get where you need it to go, as far as without having to jack and change the balance of the car. Because otherwise you change the balance of the car to get the same feeling, and then it makes the car too oversteery. So that's what I was learning, and I had to back off the rear end. Basically here, I had to knock this down because I was raising it to get the car to turn in really good, but then it makes it too oversteery. You start losing the rear end of the car. So to compensate for that, I just put more negative toe in there. Didn't hurt the straightaway speed, anything else. So again, it doesn't hurt any of that. I just needed it to get that car to that initial turn in, so you can hit right where you're aiming, right where you want. Negative camber, I actually ran a little bit more negative camber. Little bit different combination. I think I had 3.6 or 3.5, so it's really close. But I kept getting a little bit wider spread on this right front here. So again, I just knocked it down a click, very minor. But the casters, again, it's the same. And the toe on the rear, again, I was getting a lot of the rear end sliding out, not turning linear. Kind of like, almost like you're trail braking a lot, which I wasn't. I mean, and so I took some of that toe out to where it's just trying to make it a little bit more, follow the front along a little bit better, so you can get on the gas earlier to get the drive. Because again, with the Porsche, you got to get every bit of drive you can, otherwise you're going to get destroyed on any of the straightaways. Same thing with the negative camber on the rear. I basically did the same thing. Basically just knocked it down a teeny bit, and I did that in the race also. Basically it was about the same as in the race. See, electronics, I got 3, 2, and 3. Now in the race, I put the ABS up to 3 again because there wasn't enough grip, and I didn't want the tires to be locking up all the time. So I did go up to 3, and I think I went up to 4 on the TC2. I don't remember, but it's something you could do. You could even go up both of these if it's really too slick. So again, those are things you can do, really quick adjustments, or even do it on the fly during the race if you need to. Don't, the Porsche, again, is good TC, so if you need to and you see right away that you're going to have issues with the car oversteering, or it's just, spinning or this or that, you're better off to go ahead and knock that up in the race right away, and then to end up killing the tires or losing it and crashing. Of course, fuel, I had 50 liters, number 1 brake pad. And again, the wear was really good. I mean, as you can see, it's to the rear. So again, the rear is definitely wearing faster than the fronts, which is most of the time in the Porsche. But I'm trying to keep it as the best I can without it getting too extreme. Mechanical, got 2 on the anti-roll bar. Brake bias is 52. Steering's 13. Springs in the front are 127,000 with a 500 bump stop rate, a 3 bump stop range. And on the rear, the springs are 187,000 with a 700 bump stop rate and a 15 bump stop range. Anti-roll bar's 4, and the preload is 140. So here, in the race, basically I clicked down on the springs, one click on all these. So I went down like that. So that's what I did in the race because it just don't have the grip. I mean, the tires were cold and couldn't get, pressures, excuse me, and things like that. So basically I wanted to try to get some more, keep the heat in the tires. So basically I just went down in the springs to get, again, I do that. You might kind of like doing the same thing in the rain. You can't get enough grip. You need to go down in the springs because you're just not, no matter what you do, the grip's not going to be there. Same thing with the brakes. Went down a little bit on the brakes. Again, you can go down to 51 really, right away. So again, I would go down to 51. You can go down to 50 maybe at the end, but just be careful that the rear end doesn't come around on you. I went one more click on the diff also, and just kept it there to try to get the car to drive out of some of these corners. Put these back. But other than that, and the bump stop rates. I knocked the bump stop range down 1 in that race also. So basically, in that race, I went down just 1 click on every one of these. And I did that, again, because trying to get some grip in the car. Trying to get the tires to grip and try to be halfway consistent. So that's what I did. For again, and that's something you can do in the rain. That's something you can do if the track's green or something like that. These are all adjustments that you can do in that type of track conditions. Shocks on the front, I got 1147, and on the rear, on the left rear is 1163, and on the right rear it's 1154. Again, all dialed in by Motec, multiple times, and again, small adjustments from the race. I had a little bit more bump in the race. I took that out. And actually gave it some more fast rebound from the race. And that's what Motec was telling me. So that's what I basically did. Aero, got 53 in the front, 73 in the rear with a 10 wing, a 1 splitter, and a 3 in the brake ducts. And the front aero variation is a 2.2 to the positive. So here, basically, I took the brake ducts were down to 2 in the race. So again, I did that. I almost went to 1 in the rear. That's how cold it was. But it just seemed like you could have got away with it, but I didn't have enough testing to get this, and I didn't want to overheat it. But it seemed pretty good, but I just left it at 2. But I did that because again, you just couldn't keep the tires would just start cooling off so fast. Now in the race, I ran a max wing. I had it at 12. And again, that's something you might have to do if the track is too greasy. You go out with something like this and the track's green or too cold like I was or something like that, you might have to go up in the wing. You just might not have a choice. If you do, I would compensate a little with the ride height, again, because it's going to make the car understeer some. So, again, you can't do anything with the front because it's all the way down already. So, basically, if in those kind of conditions, I went all the way up there, and I had it at I think I had it at 74. Yeah, I don't think it was 75. I think it was 74. So again, you can see that now my front air variation is way down. It's only a 0.7, and that's it compared to a 2.2. So a lot less, but that's and and the car was still sliding around some. So again, you just got to race to the track conditions that you're in. But these are things. Again, I would do this to the rain. I mean, if it was raining and you knew it was going to be raining, I would do this exact same thing. I would raise this up. I would knock the wing up, and the only thing I might do is I would definitely raise the front, at least 1, minimum of 1 click, if not 2, if it's a lot of water. So because the front's going to be hydroplaning all over the place. So those are things that I would definitely do if it was a rain event. But other than that, you could leave everything else alone. You shouldn't have to touch anything. Again, you might want to just take the springs and go down 1 click on the springs and leave everything else alone. If it's raining, just try that and see how it works. And if it's too oversteery, take another click, just like I did when I was racing in this last race. So again, those are things that you can change to try to get the car to be more balanced and stable. But this is the combo I had in the race. Well, not that, but this combo. That's what I had in the race because I just couldn't. The car was just sliding way too much, and to where you can't even get on the gas and you can't race, and you're just and even you all saw in the race, I was still had a little bit more sliding than I wanted to. I probably should have had the right height down to where I had it in this setup, another click down. It probably needed another click down right here. So that's what I should have done. But I actually took some wing out to get, again, as much speed, and the balance is really, really good again. So it's not like it's a super, super hard to drive. If you can get through the first, 2 or 3 laps, it's going to get better and better and better as far as the balance. And, you can also adjust the brake balance to get, you go down to 51 or 50 to be a little bit more aggressive there on the turn in or braking also. By then, the balance is improving. Let's see how it does. I mean, you got 50 right now, so let's see. It's already up 1 right there. So let's see. It only has 50 liters. So see, it's got 50 liters. So at 35 liters, you're already up 1 click, and that's look at the front arrow variation now. We're at 1.8. So see, that's a big difference. When you're at 2.2 to 1.8, that's going to definitely not rotate as much. So again, and that's when you're only at 35 liters. And see, that's that means that's right about the 3 lap mark or so. You're probably at 3 or 4 laps. That's when it's going to start getting better and better and better. And that's what I want. I want something that you're not struggling. Like you saw a lot of guys at the end, they were losing it. They were losing it right at the end. I gained a couple positions, at least 2 positions that I can think of. The guys were just losing it at the end, and they were struggling. They couldn't hold on to the car. That's what you don't want. You want to be able to still fight hard, and the car maybe not be optimum by the very end, the last couple laps, but it's not like you're just hanging on for dear life. So that's what that's why I really try to put the time and effort in my setups to try to make them very drivable and broad over the race, not just, one fast lap and that's it. So again, because, that's great for qualifying, which, I'm definitely not the best. There's a lot of good qualifying setups out there. But again, I'm looking at something that you can drive and be consistent with good times, and you can race, not just only race in your line, because racing you might not be in the line, taking the line you want. You're all over the place trying to pass somebody, or you got to go offline to get around somebody. It's got to be a raceable package. So that's at least what I try to do. So again, I hope you enjoyed the race. I thought it was really good, and and got the did good in my elo and things going in the right way. So I hope I can keep going that way. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a like and subscribe, and I hope this setup works good for you. Definitely a lot of time and effort into that if you like the Porsche, and I sure hope you come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care. See ya.